What are your thoughts on Adam Cole turning on the Undisputed Era? What did you like about it, and where do you think this storyline's going to lead? Like, how do you think it's going to turn out? Because we saw last week Kyle O'Reilly showed up, and he was not too happy about what Adam Cole did to him the following week. And I like where it's going. I'm enjoying the storyline. It's heating up very quickly, and I think it's going to lead to a possible matchup, probably at Takeover.
I would like to see that too. And NXT fans, I don't think have been exposed to that yet. So having that dynamic between the two of them, or really now between Adam Cole and all of the Undisputed Era, I'm excited for what that might bring, and it'll make things look a little bit differently. People haven't seen Adam Cole in even more of a heel light. I mean, they have seen him as a heel, but it was one of those times where let's face it, Undisputed Era was getting cheered. People like the Undisputed Era. And now this gives a reason for people to really just go after Adam Cole and boo him out of the building. So I'm kind of interested in the dynamic that now creates.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a very interesting way to see how the storyline develops, because so far it's one of the storylines that's really caught my eye the most on NXT's Tuesday night show, because it's one of those feuds that reminds me of like back when I started watching wrestling, Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins. It reminds me of a similar storyline to that, so I like how they're getting into that feel.
Mm-hmm.
Well, going back, and Lyle's going to go quick, but going back, I mean, we mentioned it on the show last week when we had who was it we had on last week, Lyle? We had
John Draper.
Yeah, John Draper was on last week, and John and I mentioned to John, they know each other so well. I mean, they wrestled at the Tokyo Dome at Wrestle Kingdom, Adam Cole and Kyle O'Reilly. That's how much their feud has gone in the past, where they've had a match.
Ring of Honor too, a lot of Ring of Honor matches.
No, of course, but when you think of,
I think that's
when you have a shot at Wrestle Kingdom, you get a match at the Tokyo Dome. That's high praise for how that rivalry is going at that point. So they know each other very well, for sure. That's how well they know each other. So, Lyle, go for it, man.
Okay, I want to know, because in the last week, that WWE did something very controversial. They banned the leg slap. I would love to know your opinion as someone who was a wrestler about this, because I saw Drew do the bro kick yesterday, and I thought it looked horrible compared to what it used to do, because it just, you can't, it didn't look the right. It didn't look the same. It didn't look as powerful. It looked like a dud. What do you think about WWE making this change?
So I'm more shocked that it's gotten more of the publicity that it has, because in itself it became sort of this weird thing. And I say weird because some people do it, some people don't. And I was not one of those guys. I wasn't really taught like, oh, do this at this, that this wasn't my thing. And then like the way it started to get covered was, because you slap your leg and it allows the nerve in your leg to kick fire, and you're just putting some extra oomph to what you're doing. And there is actually a comparison in martial arts when you flap out, or you punch, you kia, like you're using your energy to sort of push out. Okay, like let's use that. And then now for that overriding statement of it's gotten to be too much and now let's back off. One, is it like the WWE itself has not come out with the statement of we are not having any leg slaps now. I could certainly see if somebody said, hey, we need to tone it down a bit before we get to the point of this. So because I feel like off the cuff, like just running in the door and going, okay, no more leg slaps. Okay. I mean, even if they did, okay, and now we're gonna fine you if you do. Like what did somebody die because of a leg slap and I missed it? Like it's sort of a really sharp contrast, especially when you have this core of younger guys coming up from NXT who kind of were raised in that mentality of this is how you do it. So it's going to even take a moment. Just, okay, we need to slide over here and we just need to change a little bit of how we have done some things. I don't think that's bad. Like, you're going to do something a little bit different. I did miss when Drew gave the bro kick and he didn't slap the leg. I mean, it is what it is. And I'm trying to, to me, it shouldn't look any different because you don't slap. But is it part of that mentality of what some people are using to drive I'm going to give some extra oomph in this moment, and now they've lost some of that body language and they just have to readjust. And they're going to be able to do it. I mean, people who are in the WWE, they're literally in the top wrestling company of the world, which is a top recognized television product. So they'll adapt, they'll adjust.